Welcome back to the Join Dota League season number 4 semi-final for the European Division 1. It is Moscow 5 International versus AlbumSheet coming out for game number 2 here. Moscow 5, they have game number 1 in the bag already, so AlbumSheet, they have to win this unless they just want to lose on purpose, so I don't think that's the case, or at least I hope it's not. So maybe, hopefully, we're going to get to a game number 3 as well, but Moscow 5 definitely want to take this clean 2-0 if they can. But we're of course HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, and once again I am joined by these Swordfish man. Do you think AlbumSheet have it in them to win this?
Honestly, I think they do. I think I favor them coming to this tournament. This matchup. So I think they can win. They can beat Moscow 5. I still favor them slightly, but after seeing the first game, I think Moscow 5's rather unconventional lineups like Troll Warlord, Tusk, and whatnot catch a team like AlbumSheet, which is the definition of conventional, very off guard, and I think they have a hard time adjusting to it.
Yeah, this might be the case indeed. So they're gonna have to maybe switch things up a little bit. They do start with a Viper, so that's something different already. A rather tanky hero as well. So it's just really annoying to go up against that hero in general. Corrosive Skin makes it so hard for you to actually burst him down with magic. Even with physical, you're going to get slowed down anyway, so you probably cannot stay on target too well and everything, so it's going to be definitely somewhat difficult for them. But Moscow 5, starting once again with the Witch Doctor, are we going to see Tusk's second pick for them?
Um, Honestly, I don't know. It's interesting pickup already. Witch Doctor Titaner already centering a lot in team fights. I think in this case, AlbumSheet might want to pick up a silencer.
They might think about it. If they go for it as a second pick, I guess you can try to just circumvent it if you're Moscow 5 a little bit, but they do go for the Ogre instead. A solid enough support. Although he got nerfed, he's still pretty damn strong, especially since Bloodlust can still buff up all of your teammates in the late game anyway. And once you get Agony Receptor double stunned, even if they do a little bit less damage and you yourself have to be a little bit closer to actually stun them, the multicasts are still annoying as all hell to deal with. But we'll see if Moscow 5 will go more into team fight. I mean, Faceless Void, for example, is still available, didn't get banned out. So for both sides, to be honest, even the Faceless Void might still be a pick. Although Moscow 5, if they got their hands on a Chronosphere, a Ravage, and a Death4 to follow both of those, it would be so painful already.
Honestly, if I was AlbumSheet, I'd ban out the Faceless Void in the second ban. I completely agree with you. In addition, AlbumSheet would have to play around it, so probably get a Morphling or a Venge, something of the sort that can counter the Void, and I don't know. I don't think it's smart, especially because Void is really not that great for AlbumSheet, especially since they reduced the Ogre Magi stun range. He really can't do much outside the Chrono. So right now, I would like to see the Void ban. And apart from that, I actually don't know what the Heroes AlbumSheet goes for. I mean, the Silencer is a good pickup. Do you think the Rubik would be a decent pickup as well?
It definitely would be a just choice worthy of consideration for sure. Stealing Ravage, even Death Ward, or even Paralyzing Cask for that matter might be worth it in some cases, so I wouldn't mind it all that much, I guess. Vengeful, of course, probably would be like the more popular one just because Bloodlust and the Vengeance Aura later on in the game. Even as supports, you can still provide quite a lot of extra damage for your teammates. But
That's true.
I was thinking of maybe something like a Legion Commander for AlbumSheet.
Huh. I actually like that. The combination of Ogre Magi and Legion is pretty good. It's a solid pickup and it excels both in team fight. Yeah, I actually like that. It's also really good at turtling. So if Moscow 5 manages to dominate the mid game, early game, perhaps, which is most likely the case with Titan and Witch Doctor, they can really easily come back with, or they can at least pretend to come back with the Legion Commander.
Yeah, and
Right now, though,
it's just the Legion Commander. He's like one of the few heroes who can, with his ultimate, shut down the Tidehunter so that the Kraken Shell will not help him.
that's also true. It's a very good counter to Tide. The Void's still in the pool, though, so I don't know. I think Moscow 5 is probably going to pick it up.
I would think so as well. Of course, some teams, they kind of...
Oh, what? Whoa.
Yeah, I guess Moscow 5, they are one of the teams that don't like to run safe lane Faceless Void by the looks of it. So maybe they want to get a more aggressive hero of sorts, although with Slark being banned, I guess maybe a Troll Warlord once again for them, something along those lines.
I don't know. A Troll in this case, I mean, Troll is good. I think. But right now with Witch Doctor and Tide is not. I don't think they can. You can take advantage of his ultimate at the most. What? I was thinking Lycan, but Lycan's already banned. Maybe perhaps a Gyrocopter. Do you think that would be a decent pickup?
I think Gyrocopter is pretty damn strong. I mean, homing missile recently I think has been maxed out more than Rocket Barrage even.
Yeah.
Just because you don't actually have to get close yourself to get the kills. Also, the buff to cooldown is pretty damn huge. So, I definitely would like to pick. Decent enough combination with just Tidehunter's Ravage as well. Just Ravage into cooldown. Extremely hard to disengage from that just because, first of all, you're stunned, then you're going to get slowed straight after. But we'll see if they want to go for it. I mean, going for any kind of melee carry might always be somewhat risky if you're dealing with a Viper, just because, I mean, corrosive skins, Viper strikes coming through, it's just not easy times. But Moscow 5 took them quite some time, but they just cannot get rid of their just loved Tusk.
I'm glad. Seeing screen in the Tusk. Last game we saw him at first having not much impact. You mentioned it, but then he started he's really started being the support we love and love to watch. And picking up a Zeus on AlbumSheet, interesting pickup. It's gonna be a support Zeus, you think? Most likely.
I think they might be trying to run like really aggressive roaming supports, maybe even an aggressive Trident of sorts. Running Zeus still in the mid lane and leaving Viper to deal with the Tidehunter, which should be a really easy matchup for the Viper in most cases.
The only thing I don't quite love about this support duo is the fact that the Ogre Magi, his stun is not entirely reliable. What I mean by that is that it's too close a range to actually be easy to land, and the Zeus has no stuns either. So it's gonna be quite hard to follow people unless you have,
I mean, leaving the Zeus in the mid lane and having Ogre like +1 to roam around. Maybe pick up a Skyref even, something like that. Skyref actually even got better now that the Queen of Pain got picked up by Moscow 5.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, I see what you meant. Okay, that's actually I would agree with that. I think that's possibly, perhaps actually pick up Avenge in this case.
Yeah, Avenge, definitely not bad in almost any case. Although, well, I was for a second thinking about an Omni Knight, but first of all, Omni Knight Ogre as supports would be kind of devastating for your team, for your laning. And Queen of Pain ultimate these days is pure damage anyway, so...
That ultimate though, I mean, that Queen of Pain, I like that pickup. It is, again, unconventional, typical screen, and can really dominate the lane against Zeus because of just her ease to harass him out of lane.
Well, if Zeus just gets to level 5, of course, gonna be able to put a lot of harass in return into Queen of Pain as well. But for the Queen of Pain, what do you even think is like the best first item? Is it Aghanim Scepter now that the ultimate is so strong?
I mean, the Axe is really good now, I won't lie. But, I mean, no, that's not the Axe, the ultimate's really good. I don't know if the cooldown reduction is really good. I like it. So, Axe is a consideration. I'm still one of the old ones that likes to build Queen of Pain like a kind of a transition into a carry. You know, use her ability in the beginning because she's really strong in the beginning with her magical damage and whatnot. So use that and then transition into more of a physical carry, getting Scotty and Orchid. I really like that old Queen of Pain. I think it might come back. But I think either build is valid. Depends on what kind of you need more, honestly. If you need more burst, if you need more of a physical carry. And AlbumSheet picking up the Dazzle, so you're going to be right. Zeus is going to be mid in this case. Viper probably safely carry. Maybe solo.
I think this might be an aggressive tri-lane that we're seeing at the moment. And or never mind, they might still pick up another hero. I mean, I guess you might even pick up something like a Razor for the safe lane or aggressive tri-lane for that matter. Both the Viper and Razor would easily be able to take on the Tide, although... What do you think of a Doombringer, for example, for safe lane and just leaving Ogre, Dazzle, and Viper as an aggressive try?
I don't mind that. The only thing is, Doom is a nice pickup, but it's just that Viper in an aggressive try lane is actually not that great. I don't actually like it that much. I think it because you just won't attack the Viper and he can't. Or so in an aggressive try lane, Viper goes for another toxin and poison attack more than anything. So he's gonna become really squishy just because without the corrosive skin. Even if one level across the skin needs to be picked up, then you lose aggressive capabilities. So I don't think it's the usual Viper doesn't like going in aggressive, but I don't know. Well, I actually have to see. I think the Doombringer is actually a really good pickup though because the Queen of Pain is just too strong.
Well, Moscow 5, their own hard carry is going to be the Morphling here. I guess he's rather durable with his ability to strength, or morph into strength rather, so even Zeus might not be able to burst him down too fast, but...
You can burst Zeus down. That's the thing. He can really shotgun Morphling, by Zeus.
Yeah, just all in all, Moscow 5, they have quite a nice amount of burst with the Queen of Pain and Morphling as well. Of course, I guess the shotgun or the E-Blade doesn't really, or rather the Queen of Pain's ultimate doesn't care too much about it these days, but...
That's true.
Even
well,
so,
the rest of her abilities do, so...
Yeah, it's... They are scary for sure. In this game though, as the Dazzle came out, I definitely wouldn't mind Queen of Pain going for that Orchid at all. Just you kind of need to shut down the Dazzle in the fights. Just Shallow Graves, Weaves, Shadow Waves. They keep the team alive for way too long.
I agree. I think Dazzle is a prime target. He's just such a strong support, honestly. And that last pickup, by the way, is going to be the Razor. So you were right. Catcher called it. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. I agree with what you said earlier. Like, with these two guys, it's going to be kind of hard to bring him down with the Morphling in the Tide. Like, the Ravage is not going to affect them as much. They're really tanky. Morphling has a hard time against a Razor because he's mostly single target. So Razor really slows him down. Similarly, Queen of Pain. You know, you can't really slow down the Razor because you're going to be slowed down yourself unless you blink around. I like the Razor pickup. I think it's solid. The only thing, I guess, is that they don't really have the hardest of carries. Both Viper and Razor are just really tanky in the late game, but more about tower pushing. And if you turn the Quap or Morphling into a carry, they're just much stronger.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with you there, especially since both Viper and the Razor, they're not the greatest heroes if you fall behind either. So
Yeah, that's true.
in this game, they need their laning phase to work out better than last time around. Essentially, they lost every single lane in the last game, so it wasn't too surprising that they lost the game in the end as well. And this time around, the Zeus so far, played by Bignam, heading towards the bottom lane, might even be a support one, we shall see. But the Apathy playing the Razor, leaving Inquisitor on the Dazzle with Kingar on the Viper, and the last one for them will be Afterlife on the Ogre Magi, who has started with a Stout Shield, so I guess it is a support Zeus.
And they offlane Ogre Magi. Okay.
That I did not expect.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either. It seems like Screen really wants to kill this Inquisitor, but I don't think he's going to manage to do so. Yes, if he's following, he really wants them. He's dying, but no. He's not going to get him in the end. Anyway, let's go on for Moscow 5. We're going to see in the offlane position, we're going to see Slander playing that Titaner. In the mid, Necroman with the Queen of Pain. And then up top, we're going to see PGG on the Witch Doctor, please go game. Screen as the Tusk support. And they're going to be supporting ZXC, the Morphling, in the carry position.
So, do you think we're going to see some greed out of ZXC? Is he going to go for the Midas, or does it depend just purely on how much farm can he actually get from this lane?
I mean, if the right answer is it should depend, but you never know what pros will do sometimes.
I mean, so some guys are like, I'm going to go Midas no matter what, almost.
Marked easy. Anyway. No, I think in this case, Midas could work, just because they have a much superior late game, so the Midas just kind of like brings them to it. The Tanner and the Witch Doctor and the Quap have such a strong early to mid game that they can really easily get to that late game. At the same time, though, if they're losing pretty badly, the Morphling needs the shotgun and his Linkins and whatnot, so it really depends. It depends on how well they do. And, the Tusk Snowball going on a visitor, they want to kill him, but they could not do before. The Witch Doctor casts mounts 2 times, wow. Screen now in trouble, though. He's probably going to go down. There it is, Afterlife getting the kill. Oh, actually, no, never mind. The gold is going to be split between them. And, well, that was interesting.
So, another Screen. 1-for-1. This time around, it was forced. ZXC, though, he gets stunned up, but has a way for him to escape. Has to use all of his mana, though. So, might even try or want to consider a bottle for the safe lane. Not the most usual of builds, but have the bottle, give it to a support every single time a rune is about to spawn. Have the Queen of Pain always check bottom rune, although I guess the supports of AlbumSheet might be there. Although there's only one support, so I guess Zeus not too scary, especially as a support roll up against Queen of Pain. So they could just dominate both runes every single time. But Inquisitor He's in some trouble. Paralyzing Cask is there, and Inquisitor, he's dropping so low already. They had the snowball, one more punch. PG dropping rather low himself, but he has the Wood of Restoration. Afterlife still wants to club him down. Don't think he's going to be able to catch up though, or at least do enough damage. At least not without any points of mana almost. So another kill for Moscow 5, and this dual lane isn't going all that great for them. Of course, this time around I think they themselves overextended there in any case, but Moscow 5 off to a pretty good start.
To be perfectly honest, I don't really think the dual lane is the best idea there. I mean, Ogre Magi getting some farm is always good. I've always defended the Ogre Magi in the kind of a farming role because he really needs, within like the 6.82 update I believe it was, he really needed Arcane because he relies on that multicast. And the Aghanims as well is also huge on him. So I get him in a farming position, but in this case, being supported by Dazzle, the combination is just not there. Like, there's the Shallow Grave, the Shadow Wave do nothing on this Ogre. So I think this lane is just gonna fail here.
PG in some trouble mid lane. They themselves wanted to go for King R. He just turned around at some point, started to put a lot of damage into PGG. Necroman though won't go too far, only has 2 points into the Scream of Pain at the moment. So I definitely agree that I also kind of support, in some cases at least, the core Ogre Magi just farming up. Although I have to say I really like the Tranquil Woods Soul Ring build, especially if you were going for, or if you're going to get the Aghanim Scepter, just because the Unrefined Fire Blast, it drains your mana so damn fast. But with the Soul Ring, you can always get another normal Fire Blast and an Unrefined Fire Blast after that, even if you're completely zeroed out of mana.
That's true. That's actually, that's interesting. I haven't seen that build very often, but it's a good build actually.
It's mostly supports these days, go for it.
Yeah,
It's
obviously.
Just live. I mean, I definitely like Arcane Boots as well. I mean, you can never go wrong with Arcane Boots. I think they're just freaking awesome, man. I'm a support player, so Arcane Boots all around. But
Yeah, same here. Arcane Boots are my gods, but anyway. I think an interesting lane to look at here is going to be if they can dominate the mid lane, if Moscow 5 can dominate the big mid lane, this could be quite huge. I think the supports from Moscow 5 should actually rotate a little bit to go to the mid lane just to possibly get a kill. It could possibly be a thing on Viper. I don't think it's that hard with the Queen of Pain. And they don't really need to stop the Ogre Magi from farming or anything of the sort. So, oh, he's gonna go for Soul Ring in the end. Interesting.
yeah, I guess, I mean, if you're getting the farm for Aghanim Scepter at least, your team is allocating the space for you to farm, or they're expecting you to farm, so you might want to just get Soul Ring. I don't know. We're gonna see how well it works out. It also gives you some health regeneration, so you can tank up the lane a little bit more, go a little bit more aggressive in just your quests to get some XP. But the lane is pushing out at the moment, so it's gonna get XP regardless. I mean, Screen and ZXC by themselves, they're not all that scary, especially if Inquisitor and the Dazzle is close by. The Dazzle, he has to be a little bit more afraid for his own life probably than that of the Ogre in that case. But PGG also has been trying to roam around so far, unsuccessful kind of. Mid lane, looking at last hits, 27 and 5 up on the Queen of Pain compared to King R's 20 and 9, so a decent-ish lead for the Queen of Pain. Slander, he's already level 5 on the Tide though. He's doing really well for the offlane.
Yeah. I mean, he's been presented with a relatively... I mean, the Razors are kind of a hard offlaner to go against, but they had no way to kill the Tatterer. No stuns, no slows, anything of the sort. So, I mean, if he played pretty safely and conservatively, he did a good job at it. And he's not even going for the Ancients anymore, because, you know, now it's not really that worth it as Tide, but this Tide is doing a really good job, and he's probably going to... Oh, he's going to go for the Ancients now, never mind.
Oh, Paralyzing Cask into Afterlife in the meantime. More heroes coming in, even the Satyr came in with that shockwave, so all the cards were up against Ogre. No idea why he was so damn close trying to contest this pull. He could have just stayed around here in the trees, maybe even come into the river as well.
Necroman destroying that Dazzle, just coming in, boom, with a new blink, which is actually really, really strong. And now Slander is going to go on Bignum down bottom. He might manage to get a kill. He has a DD, and Bignum doesn't have... Oh, he has Tranquil. Actually, they're at the same, almost at the same speed with Tranquil disactivated. So, the thing is, with that one level of Gush, Slander might want to go for King R here. Necroman could also kill him. He has that ultimate as well, which is pure damage, so that's assured damage, even though it's Viper. And the Dazzle is actually going to find Slander Slander not in trouble, not gonna do anything on him. Necroman now gets the hint, and he can't actually go on the Viper. It's gonna be quite unfortunate.
So at the moment, at least AlbumSheet, they're not losing all of their lanes, so that's a positive. I mean, the Apathy on the Razor doing fairly well, even putting some pressure on the tier 1 as well as Slander trying to stack up the Ancients in the meantime. Of course, triple stack of Ancients gonna be a really nice just method for him to get a fast blink or a mech, whichever he chooses to go for. But Kingar is going for a mech as well, so he's the one to build it for their team, leaving Razor to go for like a straight of Aghanim Scepter, maybe a straight of BKB, something along those lines.
That's gonna be quite powerful, to be honest. I think the Razor with a BKB, I think straight BKB in this case against a Tide and a Quap and whatnot. I mean, yeah, her ultimate goes through. Sorry, her ultimate does not go through it.
Purifine's ultimate does.
No, it
pierces matching unit as well, so
I got it wrong.
It's that strong, man. It's that strong.
Yeah, it's pretty much lean on Aghanims. Yeah, lean on steroids. But yeah, that's it. Queen of
Snowball! They want to go for Afterlife. Not too sure if there's Snowball, if it's going to go far enough. Oh, just barely. So Paralyzing Cast will not bounce, so Setexi. He's going to get stunned up first, but there's not nearly enough burst damage. Setexi though won't waveform towards the tier 2. Shallow Grave at the perfect time as well on PG. He's just going to be the casualty. Screen going to get slowed down. Afterlife doesn't even die here. Ignite into Screen. So this dive went just so damn bad. He wants to get Afterlife. Oh god! The Sonic Wave! Setexi, he came back as well with the Replicate, and suddenly it's a 3-for-2 in the end anyway.
Jesus Christ, that was insane. That was a beautiful snowball by Screen, and the help by the Queen of Pain. That new blink, man, is just really helping out.
I was like, oh god, that dive went so bad for them. Suddenly Necroman arrived, and all was fine again. And they also get the tier 1 down. Good stuff coming out from Moscow 5, I mean. AlbumSheet, both games, the first one and now this one as well, they don't really feel like the AlbumSheet I'm used to seeing, so I'm not too sure what's wrong. I do believe they're playing with a couple of different players than normally, but
I don't recognize all the players on AlbumSheet as their usual, so
it's definitely a little bit sad for me to see. I mean, I've seen Bignam support on Zeus like 2 or 3 times. Every single time he's had like a 24 minute Aghanims on a support Zeus. This time around though, I just don't see that happening. I don't see it even happening in maybe 30 minutes for this one.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think the key thing for AlbumSheet is just they're being constantly, like right now, they're gonna go on Bignum, and Bignum is gonna be completely slowed down. Plus, the Shallow Grave actually managed to save him. Maybe, perhaps, he's gonna blink away, TP away, but he's gonna be denied in the end. And Inquisitor going down next. Razor actually managed to deny the Zeus because he was stunned. That's pretty good. I guess that's the best option. But now Necroman taking the stacks, which is really bad. And that's still 2 dead. I guess it was 2 supports, but it's still 2 dead. And right now, it's just the domination of Moscow 5. They really do a good job of holding this domination.
I mean, although the Tusk has been a part of 7 kills, it hasn't been just all Tusk. But do you think it should be just like first phase ban worthy against Moscow 5, or at least ban it out in the second phase?
Honestly, yeah. I think it should be a respect ban for them. Yeah, I think maybe top level teams and whatnot, my tier 1 teams, I guess, could deal with him because they have a slightly better map awareness in this case. But he's just a really strong hero with Tusk, and he keeps turning around team fights and whatnot with that hero. And you saw that Snowball earlier. He's really good with him. So I think it should be a respect ban. I think people really underestimate the power of Tusk, especially the power of Screen's Tusk.
Yeah, it's also just, even if the hero himself in some games isn't that impactful, it's just putting Moscow 5 in a comfort zone really, so you should always look to just pull your enemy out of the comfort zone if you're drafting, and just doesn't feel like it has happened to Moscow 5. I mean, both games they had fairly strong laning phases. I mean, Tidehunter has struggled a little bit, but he was up against a Razor and a Zeus. I mean, up against a Razor already would be rather hard for the Tidehunter. Just bring a Zeus there as well, bring anybody up there. Gonna make it a lot harder, but he still has the Arcane Boots, another 1k gold. Has himself a quad stack of Ancients waiting to get farmed up as well. So, it's looking good for Moscow 5, and AlbumSheet definitely have to start doing something, but then again, they have mech on King R. So if they actually fight, they will have the burst heal, which Moscow 5 they won't have coming out unless Slander builds it for them. But Necroman, how close is he to that Orchid? He needs another, like, let's say 1.2k gold, I think, just about.
Mm. That's gonna be quite a big item as well, because the only saving grace I've seen these team fights was Dazzle, and if they can stop the Dazzle, maybe even stop the Zeus in some cases, that's gonna be quite huge. This, I mean, I really like this build, and they're also gonna have a physical damage dealer, which will be the Quap on top of the Morphling. So I don't know. They really know how to snowball out of control. Also, this whole stack going to Tide, and this is insane. I mean, Tide is gonna take quite some time because of the new aura, but still, it's just really strong.
It's going to be so worth it to farm it up. He's probably going to have his blink as well if he finishes those up. I mean, and look at the damage he's taking, or rather, the damage he isn't taking pretty much. Well, I guess he's taking a little bit, but now with the Voodoo Restoration being there as well, there's a freaking quad stack of Ancients right-clicking away at you, and you heal more with the Voodoo Restoration being only level 2.
I mean, to be fair, there's the whole Tide thing, you know. But yeah.
It is beyond my comprehension how tanky Tide can be. It's not even funny, really.
No, it's really strong.
And it even got nerfed.
What?
It even got nerfed in, like, what was it, 2 patches ago or something?
Yeah, slightly, still. I mean, Tide's still pretty tanky. I don't know, it's just, that combination with the Witch Doctor is really strong as well. It's just, that Voodoo Restoration is also insanely strong. Like, it's really, really powerful skill. People really underestimate it. Maledicted and whatnot, people. No.
Yeah, I really like that just PGG was also soaking the XP from that, so he has the Death Ward now.
That's really smart. And Slander got all the. I mean, I think he got a blink. Yeah, he got a blink from that. Straight up blink. Jesus.
Well, at least the Apathy has his own item, has the drums on Razor. Yay! Well, with 3 points into the Unstable Current, he's actually pretty damn speedy already, especially if he buffs the drums as well. But he's not all that tanky, so they're definitely gonna have to have the mech coming out.
Oh. Okay, I thought they're gonna catch poor. I think it was PGG.
Yes, probably was. So just TP's out, smartly so as well. They also had vision of Kingar, so they knew he was coming. In the meantime, ZXC has just continued farming up. Not even going for the Lincolns by the looks of it, just straight off Yasha. Is it completely Manta style to get finished, or is it just like Yasha into Skadi, something else?
Honestly, I really miss Shotgun Bolt. Oh, they're gonna go on the Apathy actually now. The Ravage was about to get out, but no, it's not important on one hero, and the Witch Doctor's still there trying to catch channel the ultimate. But yeah, honestly, I really miss that. Orchid on. Well, I really miss Shotgun Morphling. It's not as played as much anymore. They're trying to go for Manta a lot, and it's a little bit more consistent. A Lincoln Sphere is too easily dispelled, I think, in this game, especially if Viper gets an Aghanims. So I think it's warranted, I guess. And then they can go on the Apathy, gush on him. They get the Snowball as well. That Snowball is really powerful. There it is, and there comes Necroman as well. Can they kill? The Ravage comes out as well. The Apathy is stunned, and now going to go down. Necroman can't actually finish off the Afterlife, though. And he's trying to go in, doesn't even need that ultimate. Doesn't use the Orchid earlier, and Slander not going to go down because thanks to that Voodoo Restoration, such a powerful skill. And yeah.
Just Zeus was lacking mana for the ultimate, otherwise would have definitely had the burst damage to bring down Slander. Now though, like you said, Voodoo Restoration, it is really too damn powerful. Especially early on, the heal is just so damn crazy. So they also get the tier 1. Walrus Punch used on a creep. I mean, Tusk was angry, I guess. But Kingar, if you build a mech and you're a Viper, I would usually expect him to start joining fights, but...
Yeah, I don't know why he's still farming here. I mean, he's not precisely under-farmed per se, because the Viper doesn't really need that much. I guess he only needs the Aghanims, maybe a BKB at best. So, I don't know. I think he should be engaging in team fights, otherwise they're definitely not going to win them.
Yeah, and Dazzle gets picked up by Necroman. Orchid coming into play there, it's just nothing you can do. Scream of Pain, Shadow Strike as well. Afterlife really trying to chase somebody down, but Apathy, paralyzing cast, but they're going to get Slander, I believe. Blink, nope, Fire Blast is there before. So, Moscow 5 extended a little bit now. They're going to get PGG as well, I think. They just need a couple more slows. The right clicks will be there. And with the Thundergod's Wrath, Viper gets the kill. So, 2 nice kills. Moscow 5, I'm not too sure what they were thinking running into that. But Necroman, he's going to come in. He has his ultimate as well. He's going to pop it. Catches 2. Even the mech doesn't really help them out all that much. They are still alive for a little while longer. But with the Walrus Punch, Necroman, Viper Strike, Corrosive Skin. Blink does not save you. Try to go into the Ancients. So, nice kill onto Necroman. Unstoppable streak ended. ZXC though. Afterlife, well, cannot bring him down solo. Somebody blocking Ice Shards as well. Afterlife, he's gonna give away his own life here. So So at least they get some kills, but it's not good enough in the end.
They stopped the unstoppable streak, which is quite nice, especially against Viper Goddess. That's a lot of gold going his way. But that Ogre Magic kill, I think, was just unnecessary. That was just a feed, pretty much. And now Inquisitor is going to go down up top. He's nothing to do there. Going to go down to the Zeus-Lander quite easily. Who was already building mech as well, I'm pretty sure, unless that's Pipe. Most likely mech, though. And that's going to be quite strong.
It most certainly will be. I mean, you already have the blink, so after that, some want to go for straight up pressure. I think either Pipe or mech, both will be fine. Probably a mech, like I said, but Yapathy is chasing down Screen. Of course, Screen has his own face boots as well, but Ram's activated from Yapathy. He wants to chase him down, might even be able to do so with a Plasma Field. A few more right clicks up, the Snowball is there to buy some time. Yapathy pops his ultimate, he's waiting for it, but Slander, he comes in with the Ravish, they're gonna get Yapathy. Oh my god, Anchor Smash? Are you kidding me? Never mind, Necroman comes in, snatches the kill for himself. In the end, Screen does die, just because, well, Gush into Unstable Current, Slander couldn't right click after that.
Yeah, I know the Gush reduces the armor, but reduces it slightly. He should have right-clicked twice, or once or so, and then use the Gush. But, I mean, small things. You obviously don't see it when you're in the middle of battle, but... right now, down bottom, though, ZXC is in trouble. He's gonna be hit by the leaf. Never mind, he's just gonna leave with that replicate. It's so hard to kill the Morph as well on top of the Tide. Now he's gonna be found, though, by King R. Never mind, don't mark my words here. The Strength... Morph should save him though. Yeah, the waveform plus strength morph. You just can't kill this guy. They have really tanky heroes. The Tidehunter, the Witch Doctor with the aura, that Quap which is super squishy. I mean, sorry, super slippery, and the Morphling.
Morphing has to be careful though. I mean, he's morphing into strength a little bit, but him going for Ancients. Of course, AlbumSheet, they don't have vision here, thank God. But ZXC, if he drops a little bit too low, there might be like a kind of a scouting Thunder God's Wrath or something. Suddenly, Morphling is down. But Necroman gets himself another kill. Poor Dazzle. Of course, Necroman, the Orchid was like probably 70% aimed at the Dazzle anyway when he built it. And he's got at least 3 kills, and he's gonna go for the Apathy. Shadow Strike to slow him down, of course. Incurs the Unstable Current from it. But Ice Shards come out. Paralyzing Cast won't bounce to anything. So they're escaping. Now King Arda will get the slows. Necroman, he's on the high ground. Will he pop the ultimate? Would have hit 3, but there wouldn't have been any follow-up, I guess. So not gonna waste it. Just gonna leave PGG to die.
To be fair, that ultimate seems to deal much more damage than it does. At first, Inquisitor now in trouble, actually going down complete. Look at the damage those auto attacks do, though. That's kind of insane for someone who already deals so much magical damage.
So Necroman, to be honest, it is somewhat good that he lost his unstoppable streak earlier on, because otherwise he would be in an even bigger streak now. So if he died now, it would be a little bit worse for them. It was a tactical death of sorts, just not to give too much gold away later on, but Moscow 5, they're just pulling farther and farther ahead with every passing minute. I mean, just look at the farm on Necroman. It's 20 minutes in, and he is 430 gold short of finishing up the full Aghanims. And an Orchid is finished on top of that.
Yeah, it's insane. He's going to be able to... Oh, actually, down bottom, PGG is going to go down to Zeus there with that Thunder God's Wrath. And now they're trying to find Afterlife. Actually, no, they're going to go on Bignum first to avenge their dead partner. Can they kill the Zeus? Yeah, they will be able to, but now King R is going to fight these two plus the Weave. That's going to be a dead Tusk unless he can do anything. Nope, he's going to just die there. And meanwhile, more Fling actually managed to get a kill. No. And now they're going to go on King R, who's in trouble, but they have no way to stun him out, so he's going to be alright in the end.
So in the end, they 2 for 3. It's not all that bad, but Moscow 5, they only lost their supports. Necroman still keeps on getting farmed. That's the Aghanim set they're finished 20 minutes, 40 seconds in.
My god. Plus Orchid, that's just insane.
And only half a level away from maxed out Sonic Wave as well. Oh my god, it's... How does one compete if you're AlbumSheet? I mean, they have the mech. At least Bignum on the Zeus, although he's only level 8. He actually has 2 parts finished of the Aghanim Scepter, so not doing that bad considering that, well, Zeus hasn't really done all that much this game. I still think just running the Ogre in the core position in this case might not have been the best choice. At least it's getting closer to his own Aghanims as well, but this it's just like a support Ogre, pretty much.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think the Zeus, just because for 3 things. First of all, he can farm much easier. Second of all, I think he'd do much better with farm. And third of all, this game was just easier for him to be a core. I don't know. I think the Zeus would have been a much better core in this case. Also, don't go for Aghanim's if you're Zeus. It's not that great. Go for Blink. Go for Force Staff. Go for Mobility. It's much more useful on Zeus. The pure damage, like I'm sorry, just damage, not pure. It's not that great. The actual fact he's gonna die now, you'll see, and that's a dead Zeus. Imagine if he had a Blink or Force Staff. He's often put in really bad situations, and because he has to be close to nuke and whatnot, and he has to be able to go in and out of team fights, and the Aghanims won't help that much because the damage increase is not that actually that high.
His thought process is probably like, if I'm anywhere in vision of Moscow 5, I'm dead. So I might as well have more damage from the safety of my own base, pretty much.
That's a really bad position to be playing it from, man.
But it's not entirely wrong in this case, just because Moscow 5, they pretty much kill everything in sight. So Zeus, I think Force Staff would have been fine. Blink probably maybe not too reliable because it's most likely disabled in most cases anyway. But look at Slander, he so wants to Blink Ravage.
Yeah. Just waiting for it. And this is going to be found out by the Apathy, and no, going to be... Alright, he's going to be okay.
Well, the aggressive weave comes out, Kingar finds Necroman who just blinks away, 1.3k range of course. Maxed out it was the same before anyway as well, but... He has another 1.2k on top of this. Morphling has his Metastyle finished, 1.8k done. Is it Skadi next or is it into the shotgun you were hoping for?
I hope so. I I hope it's for a shotgun. Don't know what to tell you. I think in this case it's actually really good, except for the 2 carries, which would, I guess Razor would not be that great and Viper either. But the other guys is just really solid. In fact, Inquisitor's gonna die here. Also the combination with Queen of Pain is really good, and he already has a Manta, so he can already split push plus shotgun. It's ideal. I think you should just clip the Lincolns though.
I think Inquisitor, he's probably having one of the worst games. 23 minutes in, 11 deaths, only 3 assists, and Necroman, he's just finding him constantly.
It's not really his fault. He's been targeted constantly because they know how powerful the hell can be.
So really love how Moscow 5 just kind of approaching the game. They even smoke up now. Necroman does not get hit by the smoke, but might even not make too much of a difference. Although Screen, is he really going on a solo mission? Never mind the Apathy, keeping out anyway. Although I highly doubt that Tusk would be able to kill or solo kill a Razor anyway.
Yeah, he really can't. I think Screen just likes to do these things.
So Roshan going on now. Age is most likely given to ZXC, maybe even Necroman to be honest, because he's gonna be blinking like in the middle of everybody anyway. But doesn't really matter. I mean, if we look at the graphs, it's already a 12k lead in net worth, XP nearing the 12k mark as well. And that's ages for them. And the Apathy, he comes in, but is it overextension by him? Blinks out so far, they're trying to disengage. Ice Shards will go in, but Blink Ravage will catch only 2, but the Death Ward is there. Kingar, pretty damn beefy though, pops the mech, or never mind, not yet, he's waiting for it. Sonic Wave comes through, even hit Pignum I think on the high ground. They're gonna get Kingar, but Necroman will lose his Aegis for this. Finally Viper goes down, but it's a 2 for Aegis, and that is GG called.
Wow. Wow.
Moscow 5, man, what a strong showing by them.
Honestly, Moscow 5 did a great job. I think they completely deserve the spot they're gonna get. Now I'm scared for my insanity.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, if Moscow 5 can bring this kind of game to the finals against my insanity, I definitely favor them. I mean, I think if I saw the matchup, I would favor Moscow 5 in any case, but
Yes.
just they looked so strong today. I mean, it's ridiculous. Their draft, the way they laned this, of course, I think Albumsheet, their own laning with the heroes that they had, it was suboptimal. There's nothing else.
I don't think you can blame AlbumSheet though. They played decently. That's not the best, and Moscow 5 just played out of their mind. So congratulations to them, honestly.
Yeah, it's just maybe it's like holidays getting in the way of practicing. I don't know, but definitely Moscow 5 deserved the win. They're heading towards the final where, well, it's going to be played out who knows when the teams have time pretty much. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to conclude the broadcast for the day. If you liked what you saw, you can always follow us for more. We're always going to announce our casts on Twitter as well as Facebook on HeflaTV for both. Also, if you like the casters, it's @Coucher for me. And D-Sword, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at DSwordfish on Twitter, or more likely you can find me as DSwordfish or Darklight. And on Facebook, just look that up. It's facebook.com/darklightcaster, and I'll see you guys there, hopefully.
Yeah, guys, so this is it for now. Just a few songs to finish the stream, and just have a good continuation of the holidays if you're still in the holiday spirit. If not, just have fun doing whatever you are.